missed one, right?
Yeah. 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
You guys are about to witness something pretty unique, something you don't see on YouTube very often. You are about to witness a completely unbiased review of a firearm. I bought this firearm with my own money, that I earned at my real job, that I go to every weekday and some weekends even though I try desperately to avoid it. I bought it from my local gun shop, Nichols Outfitters. They're pretty awesome. If you live in the central Alabama area, you should go check them out. There are no strings attached. I don't owe anyone anything. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we're even going to tell you how it stacks up against the Q Fix. So sit back, relax, and let's talk about the SIG Cross. The SIG Cross comes with an impressive list of features that would appeal to the modern hunter or bolt rifle enthusiast. First of which is the extreme lightweight. The Cross naked weighs in at 6.8 pounds for this 18-inch 6.5 Creedmoor like I have. The 16-inch 308 guns will be only 6.5 pounds. That's extremely light and something you could easily hike through the woods with all day and barely notice. With lightweight accessories, you can keep that total system weight down as well. I have my whole package weighing in at only 10 pounds 11 ounces, and I'll have more about the accessories that I'm using at the end of the video. You could also easily equip it to be even lighter, but I am pretty happy with the setup that I have going. One of the ways that SIG gets that lightweight is through a one-piece receiver. So this isn't a barreled action and a chassis like you'd have on many Remington 700 style guns. Everything is kind of one piece and accessories and options attached to that one piece, the receiver. It would also appear that the receiver is cast, which can save weight and cost, and done correctly, it can be a very good thing. The barrel features the SIG taper, and this is the ultimate barrel for mating with a suppressor. The taper at the end of the barrel will ensure concentricity and alignment with suppressors that have the same taper in the back. Those suppressors include the SIG cans, the CGS Hyperions, and the Q Nelson series. I really love this type barrel and wish more companies made barrels like this, and more suppressors use the taper in the back of their cans. SIG also includes an adapter with the Cross that will allow the attachment of normal 90-degree shoulder cans, so you're good either way. Okay, we're going to start talking about features built into the rifle that parts aren't necessarily available for yet. It is of course wonderful that SIG is forward thinking on these fronts. However, I will also say that I've bought SIG guns in the past and these accessories may not be available for some time. We'll just have to see. But the rifle is engineered to accept them, and that's cool. The barrel is swappable. Apparently at some point you will be able to buy alternate barrels and change the length or the caliber. There is a nut underneath the handguard that can take out the barrel, and in a somewhat similar fashion to the Savage barrel nut system, just screwing in the barrel will set the headspace and you should be good to go. The bolt handle is a great size and very usable. I actually think that it is just about the perfect size, also engineered to be easily changed out to different sizes in the future. The bolt throw is also only 60 degrees instead of the more typical 90 degrees you see from Remington 700s and similar bolt guns. This makes the action a little faster and keeps the bolt handle away from any optics that you may have mounted. The base that the scope sits on is also designed to be swapped out, so you can go from a flat to a 20 MOA elevated, shorter or longer. Very cool and very forward thinking. The grip is a standard AR-15 grip, so that can be changed to anything that you like better. There's a free-floated M-LOK handguard that could also be changed out, although this one really seems to be pretty good to me. There's also a 2-stage adjustable trigger that can range from 2 to 4 pounds, and mine is pulling right at 2 pounds right out of the box. The stock is very good. It's fully adjustable for rise and length of pull, as well as placement on your shoulder. It is foldable and locks up rock solid. We never got any feeling of lack of stability while shooting, which can be a concern anytime you have a folding stock, especially on something that is considered to be a precision type rifle. When folded, the stock also locks the bolt into place, so if you're putting it into a backpack or something along those lines, there's an extra level of safety there. The one thing I'm not super crazy about is the hinge is kind of odd. To fold the stock, you have to push down on this button while pulling up on the stock. It's a somewhat unnatural movement and just seems like it could have been slightly better. Not a huge deal, but you should also know if you're looking at one. I will say to deploy the stock, all you have to do is push the button, which will make it quicker to action if it is in a pack or something like that. Shooting the Cross is extremely enjoyable. The action is just perfect and the size of the bolt handle is great. Now I know that you may be thinking that it should be easy to make a bolt action that is smooth, but trust me, I've shot plenty that are not. The action never feels too loose or too tight, it's just perfect. It always picks up a round from the mag, and again, a bolt action that doesn't always pick up the next round from a magazine is a real thing too. The mags are interesting. Some places list it as an AICS magazine and other places list it as a Cross magazine. What it appears to be is a Magpul AICS shell with a unique to SIG follower. The follower has a partial feed ramp in the front, ensuring proper feeding. The Cross always fed 100% of the time from this magazine. We did try a little bit with the normal AICS magazine, and it appeared to work just fine too. But I actually think this Cross follower could help a bunch of other bolt guns feed more reliably, and you can get these magazines from the SIG store. The Cross is also extremely accurate. It's easily a sub-MOA gun, and in the right hands with the right load, it could potentially be a half MOA gun. I know this isn't going to be a ton of variety, but there's this whole ammo thing going on. This first group is with reloads that are meant to mimic 147 grain Hornady match. And this group here is really 147 grain Hornady match. Would have loved to give you all some more variety, but just a sign of the times. We also didn't have any issues at all taking this 18-inch 6.5 Creedmoor all the way out to 1,000 yards.
See that one? No, I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Okay, I know the big question on everyone's mind is how does it compare to the Q Fix? While it is very close, in my opinion, the SIG Cross is not quite as good as the Q Fix because of a few key features. But here's the thing, SIG has built an exceptional rifle for roughly half the price of the Fix. Now that's based on MSRP. Of course, the current gun market is absolutely crazy, and I couldn't keep up with what either of these guns are currently going for. If you want nothing but the absolute best and money isn't an issue, get the Fix. It has several features that are better than the Cross. However, if you want an absolutely exceptional rifle that is accurate and just missing a few of the top tier bells and whistles, the Cross will fit that bill and do a great job. Think of it like this, the Fix is like a Ferrari, while the Cross is more like a Corvette. Both are really good, both essentially do the same thing, just the Corvette is a little more attainable. And I know many of you have seen the Nut and Fancy video that triggered the recall of the initial Cross rifles. While that is unfortunate, I tried to duplicate that malfunction and could not. I really can't say anything more than I physically tried to duplicate the malfunction and could not. For optics on the SIG Cross, we use the Horus Hover Scope. The scope is very impressive and its compact size fits the Cross extremely well. Even though it's very compact, it has a 5 to 20 power magnification, which lets you fully stretch the legs on the Cross. This isn't just a scope though, it's actually an entire system with a rangefinder, weather meter, and an app for your phone that lets you get very accurate ballistic data. We've actually already done a video on this system and you should go check it out. I'm using the ScalarWorks Leap mount, which is excellent. We have a video on that as well. And I'm using an Atlas bipod, in my opinion, the best bipods currently available. We use several really cool suppressors on the Cross as well. First, we use the Area 419 Maverick. That is an extremely modular suppressor and lets you run it to your specific needs and has an integrated brake that works very well. There's already a video on it as well, and if you go and watch it back, notice how still the muzzle always stays while firing. The Dead Air Nomad TI. It's everything you love about the Nomad with half the calories. The Nomad series is always a solid performer and a great all-around can. The TI series is just lighter and maybe slightly not as tough version of the steel cans. These things are great and probably my favorite utility or all-purpose suppressor. Very briefly, I got to try the Cross out with the new CGS Hyperions, and these things were of course outstanding. The full-size Hyperion is the quietest can I've ever heard, and these new models feature 3D printed titanium, making them tougher than the old welded versions. They also feature a SIG taper, which is of course a great match for the SIG Cross. I'd like to say I'm working on a full video about the new Hyperions, but sadly I am not. I thought I had at least 2 different places I could source them for a video, and 2021 has taught me that I don't have near the connections I thought I did. Maybe someday, but I'm sure they're amazing anyway. SIG has put together an absolutely exceptional bolt-action rifle that is very accurate, lightweight, ergonomic, and offering it at a very reasonable price. SIG has really put itself out in front of most manufacturers by creating best-in-class offerings like the P365. Much like the P365 has done in the carry pistol market, I feel the Cross will become the best-selling bolt-action rifle if SIG can keep up with demand. The Cross offers a bunch of features the modern bolt gunner wants and combines that with a reasonable price. SIG is really becoming a powerhouse in the industry, having highly competitive offerings in all categories across the spectrum: MCX, MPX, P320, 365, and now the Cross. It also just fits for so many people. If you're the guy who has a bunch of tactical stuff, but just wants that one bolt-action rifle to be able to reach out a little farther, the Cross. If you're a hunter wanting a more modern hunting rifle, the Cross. Want a lightweight backpack gun with extended range? Cross. Looking to get into long-range shooting and just want a quality rifle that doesn't cost a fortune? The Cross. price always matters, and no matter what role you have planned for it, the Cross is priced very competitively. And that always makes the new gun decision so much easier. Really, the price is one of the best features. The current MSRP is $1779, and that may be bringing a little bit more in the current market. If we ever return to a more normal market, the street price may be as low as $1,500, and that's a whole lot of rifle for that money. I really do feel as time goes on, the Cross will become the new benchmark all other modern bolt actions will be judged by. And guys, if you live anywhere near the central Alabama area, be sure to check out Nichols Outfitters. I got this SIG Cross there. I get a ton of guns there. In fact, if you come in there often, you very well may just run into me. They are great guys. Go by and tell them you heard about them on Alabama Arsenal. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. As always, we've got some really big reviews in the works that you won't want to miss. If you want to know what those reviews are way before they hit the YouTube channel, check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Parler, and there you can see what's being reviewed in real time. And guys, if you like what you see here on the channel and you want to help support the channel, the best possible way to do that is on Patreon. These videos are surprisingly expensive to make, and every little bit helps and is greatly appreciated. There is also Alabama Arsenal gear available right below the video if you want to go out and represent. And as always guys, thank you so much for watching.